Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Tim and Amy's Homestead. This man is always laughing. I told him to be serious because we've got some serious stuff to talk about. Today, this man right here did stuff for me. He is always doing stuff for everybody else. I mean, we have a business building pig cookers and all other things like that. So he is always doing that, and he never has time to do stuff around the house for me. Today is my day. My day. Can you hear that? My day. So he has put together my PURE Sine Inverter. For a while now, we started in January of this year, and we had been using the battery base and had a 750 watt hooked up, and we were inverter, and we were able to run our lights in the living room, in the kitchen, and in the bathroom. We were using lamps hooked up to the battery base. We were charging the battery base every 3 days. And that was that supplied us 3 days of light, and then we'd have to recharge again. We haven't gotten our solar hooked up yet
due to the weather. So it's on the way. We have 4 panels right now.
100
watts.
100 watts that we got from Harbor Freight. We're going to pick up some more. And we're going to build a, what you call it, Tim?
Solar panel charging system.
A place up high so the dogs won't mess it up. And we will be able, he's going to fix it on a rotating thing so that way we always have sunlight until the sun goes down, of course.
We get the maximum charge from the sun if we're able to move the panels and keep them in as much direct sunlight as possible.
So I'll show you that on the next video when he gets those done. But I was just so excited and wanted to tell you right this very minute, we are not using electricity for
our TVs and our lights, and we have the large smart TVs that has to have the PURE Sine Wave inverter. All of our
I have an 80-inch in my bedroom and a 65 in here, and they require that PURE Sine Wave inverter for them to run.
The electronics on them.
Yeah, with the electronic stuff around here, we have to have that PURE Sine Wave.
We have a 2,000 watt, we've actually gotten a 2,000 watt PURE Sine continuous up to 4,000 watts surge protection on it. And it is PURE Sine, but we've added another 400 watt, what they call modified sine, to the system to run just the lights themselves, because they are not electronically charged, so they don't have to have the critical circuitry in it like the TVs do. But as of right now, we're running both TVs, all our surround sound, our computers, all of our charging for our telephones and stuff such as that, everything, all of our lights. The only thing, it's easier to say what we're not running in the house, and that would be the hot water heater, the 2 large refrigerators we have, and of course you can hear the air conditions. We haven't mastered that part, or even, I've done research on it, but we don't know whether it's economical for us to try to take every bit of it off of the grid, so to speak. But all of the lights and all of the little electronics, like our charging phones, our laptops, and stuff like that, can be run off of this. And it's got a thermal temperature breaker in it that when it comes to a certain temperature internally, it will start a fan on it. And we've got all that hooked up, and we haven't even hit the max on the thermal so far. I think we figured that we've got about 800 watts, maybe 750 continuous. So we're not even halfway of what the inverter itself is capable of doing. To keep wires from being run everywhere and all over the house, like drop cords and stuff, we actually went under the house and routed new wires going to these components. We haven't finished. We have to do the solar hookup on it. We have our MPPT charge controller. We have one set of panels and the components to put them up. But right now the weather is so bad, it's really no need to do that. So we're going to use it. We have, right now we're starting out. We bought a brand new large capacity deep cell battery. It's brand new. It cost us a little over $100 bucks. But this is a test to see if it'll work. And if it works, we'll buy a couple more and slowly do away with our battery bank that we've been using to charge every night. But for right now, we're going to, when our battery gets low, we'll charge it at night while we're sleeping, and she should be able to run all day on it. And it lights. You can run our Keurig, which is our the heating element in our coffee maker. And if you are particular about how you do it, you can actually run. We have the induction heat cooktops that are individual. They run about 900 watts. So if we monitor what we do and how we do it, then we could potentially cook with this PURE Sine inverter too. But we're taking it slow, one step at a time.
Yeah, he said that if I wanted to run my Keurig, now first of all, when I do run my Keurig, that is the only thing that I am running first thing in the morning, because most of the time I don't even have the TV on yet before I start the Keurig up. So he said
it's about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and then if I was to run that or run my induction burners to make sure I have the TVs cut off and then cook. Well, most of the time when I do my cooking, I do it during the day before he gets home, and so I could already have the TV off, get my cooking done before he gets done and home, and then I can have the TV back on by the time he gets here. So that shouldn't be a problem with that. I will let you know in another video how that does, because like I said, this is our first few hours having this PURE Sine Wave inverter working. I'm really excited because, you know what? I don't have dollar signs going out of the house right now, except for the air conditioner's refrigerator. I mean,
and the hot water heater.
And the hot water heater. So we haven't got that far yet. But you know, you've seen in my videos that I have 2 full-size refrigerators in my kitchen right now, and that was only because when I got the 2-door refrigerator, I thought the other one was going out because it was making a weird noise.
It was actually something hung in the motor, causing it not to cool like it's supposed to.
He went and got an air blower and blew it out, and it's run fine ever since. So I had told him we'd put it outside in our barn, but I want to get rid of it, and I want to get rid of that white one that I just got 2 years ago, I guess. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I want to get one of the smaller ones.
That's right. We're going to do a test.
Like an apartment. What do you?
That's right.
Apartment refrigerator, yeah. Because they'll pull less current.
And as it is now, we go to the grocery store. Well, as of right now, we're getting a lot of our vegetables and stuff, as you guys know, from our garden, things such as that. We're really self-sufficient.
Things are slowing down, though.
Yep. But usually, for us, if it's just us and our kids, the 4-legged kids we have.
Yeah, they've seen our doggies.
Usually, we can go to the supermarket.
Our grocery store is only like, what, 2 miles up the street?
Yeah, and get what we want or what we need for our meals for that day or a couple of days. And it's really, even in this day and time when the stuff is so expensive, that's not that bad. And I've also done some researching. And who is it, Amy? What's it, Gulf Farms?
Gulliford. I don't know how to say them.
Farms.
They have a channel up there.
Yes, they do. I'm not saying it right, you guys.
I will go find the spelling for it, and I'll put it up here when you're watching it.
and you guys even got a 12-volt freezer, chest type freezer, and we're looking into all that. I want to tell everybody that I appreciate everything you guys put out there. We have used
a lot of us newbie homesteaders,
that's right,
and wannabe off-gridders are learning so much from these channels that have been out here doing it for a while, and we
Doug
appreciate
and
everybody out there that helps us that are out here.
Guildbrook Farms, I think is the name. I may not be saying it right, but she'll get it right and she'll put it in the links.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Look forward to doing more things like that. We're just trying to make our footprint smaller and our budget. We're trying to get it within a budget. We're at the point in our lives where we want to do more things, and it takes more money to do what we want to do. And really, putting it through the electrical wires and stuff is kind of putting it down the drain when there's alternatives to it.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not down in anybody that wants to stay on grid. It's fine, but we're trying to do the independent thing. That's just our way.
Well, you know, we want to get everything set up through solar, you know, so that way, if something was to happen to the electric,
yes,
we would still have a way to be able to cook. Of course, we could cook outside on our rocket stove.
Yes,
you know,
we do. Yeah.
We have the rocket stove, and I'm going to do more videos with that. I love my rocket stove.
Also, something that Amy may not be aware of, in the area in which we live right now, in the past 5 years, we've had like 4 major storms that have knocked out power for lengths of time, anywhere from 2 weeks to a month at the time. People are still in our, one of them is named Matthew, and Floyd was one.
Hurricane Matthew was the latest one, and that was 2-3 years ago in this area.
And we're trying to be able to sustain at least.
How many miles down the road?
Not many.
10-15 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not far down the road that it was a total disaster down there. I thank God every day that we are high up.
It's
Princeville, North Carolina.
Yes. And one of the oldest communities in North Carolina
they were totally underwater,
wiped out. The levee at the river. We live close to a couple of rivers. The Roanoke River is the closest one to us, and then they have the Tar River. The levee by the town actually burst and flooded the town. There was a lot of people that lost their lives and lost their homes and lost everything. Excuse me. And so we're trying to avoid seeing mistakes. You cannot avoid the natural disasters, but it's how you cope with them and how you come through them that's going to make you a better person, and hopefully come through it unscathed, or as unscathed as possible.
You know, I appreciate all of the channels up there that are doing the homesteading, that are showing us beginners how they grow their vegetables in the garden. Because Lord help me, I sure don't have it mastered. I have so many things I have got to learn.
Yes.
And I just appreciate.
From our outside shower to our gardens. Man, you guys are awesome. And we do appreciate you giving us, putting the information out there for everybody else.
We want to, in our backyard, I mean, where we're sitting right now is our mobile home. And in our backyard is where I want to put a garden. I've told you about that several times, because you know I've got it up there at the road and I want to go down the hill. Well, down the hill is big enough that we want to put a cabin, an A-frame, or something like that down the hill And that one is going to be
Completely
total
off
off grid.
Yes, it is.
Total off grid. And
But to be honest, we want all the amenities of home. Everything that
yes, we want to be comfortable.
You get used to and you get comfortable. I mean, we want that. We may have to scale back, but we're going to make it happen. Good Lord willing, and we live long enough. We're on our way.
See,
we're newbies, but man, we've got 1,000,001 ideals.
So we're already practicing our water catchment
Yes,
at each end of our mobile home.
and we have 2 actual places where we catch our own water.
Yeah, my grandparents' place, we go and take care of that too. So that's Homestead number 2. And that place over there is going to be a total off grid.
And it will be totally off.
Yes. And right now, we don't have water catchments like I have here, but I went to Walmart and bought those 32 gallon trash cans. And I have them at the edge of a barn, so the water's running off there.
And they're clean. They're totally clean. We didn't put anything in them.
Yeah, and we've got a
transfer of water.
We got a screen over top of them, so nothing falls in the water. And we've got to work on getting a filter system to put in over there for it and all that. But we're just starting out, so
we've just now gotten our pump.
Yes, we
tried it with a smaller pump.
Let me go get the pump and I'll show it to you. Hold on just a second.
Go ahead. We went from 1 gallon.
Here you go.
1 gallon a minute to 2.9 off of a 12-volt system. I'll let you hold it up. Just hold it up so they can see the box, so they can see where it comes from. I don't know how. Yes, there you go.
I hope y'all can see it.
And it's from Seaflow. Very economical. About a $60 pump. But it pumps it should pump all the water we need. It pumps, the volume is 2.8 gallons, which we had a 1 gallon pump, and it done fine, but you could tell that the flow really wasn't there. The
flow was okay in the shower.
Yeah.
It was not like you would be used to in your regular home when you have the town water and all that, and it's just rushing through. It wasn't like that. It was just like a steady flow. But
like
I was okay with that. I mean, I got clean, so I was just fine.
We actually had a friend that needed to borrow the pump, so we made a trade. We gave him the pump, and they worked it out where we ended up getting another pump that pumped about a gallon more now, a gallon and a half more.
Right.
A minute. I'm sorry, I spoke wrong. A gallon and a half a minute, which should increase the flow, and that should do fine for us. Most of them we see out there about 3 gallons per minute.
And once we get that hooked up and ready, we will make a video of that one too, so you'll be able to see how that one's working. Because we're not going to use that one here. It'll be over at my grandparents' place.
Unless it works out over there, then we'll put one here.
Yep.
Everything we do, we test first. We research like the devil.
Yeah, because we will need one over here, because when we do our cabin down the hill, we're going to need a pump. Yeah.
We're going to need a pump here too.
Okay.
Because eventually we're going to do away with the utility part of it.
Okay. Alrighty then. Well, we'll have one in both places. Anyway, I am so excited about having the $ staying in the house right now.
That's right. One question or a couple of small comments that I'd like to make for you guys out there that have been doing it a while. We're in the middle of summer, and as she told you, we're using air conditioners like crazy. We have 3 big ones because our central heating unit.
The lightning. We had a lightning storm about 2 years ago, I think it was, and it fried it.
Yes, it did.
And for a few years before Tim and I got together, I had the window units, and my light bill was not bad at all.
That's
so
right.
I told him, let's just get a couple of them and put in the windows and forget having to spend all that money to get somebody to come check the air conditioner out and fix it.
Right.
So I have one in the living room, one in the kitchen, and in my bedroom.
My questions to you guys are, anybody out there that has done this a while, we're trying to look at, for the winter time, we want to use heat but not electric heat. We're looking at other alternatives for heating and cooling.
We thought about doing a mass, but we don't want the mass in the trailer, so I think right now we're going to do propane.
Yes, if you guys have any ideas on the heating and cooling, drop us a line in the comments. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking, especially you guys that have done it for years and years. I know Doug and Stacy is one of them that we followed. Like I said, the other Guildbrook Farms, I think is how you say it. You guys know, because you guys have done it. Drop us a line, because we're trying to figure that out. And right now we're in a pretty comfortable spot, but pretty soon it's going to get cold, and we want to be able to stay warm and not rely on the grid as much.
Yeah, this winter it was so cold. Y'all know.
16 degrees.
Yes.
And for our area, that's cold.
It was really cold for North Carolina.
Yes, it was.
And I have my infrared heaters, which, okay, they don't pull electricity like crazy. I mean, they're not bad, but we're trying to get away from using electricity. We had one of those in the living room, and we had one of those in my bathroom. We have a 3-brick gas heater in the kitchen, and that's in the center of our mobile home. Well, we don't have the big tanks for gas in the back. We just have the barbecue size tanks. Well, you know, they never run out during the day.
Right.
They have to run out at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and when it's freezing.
Yes.
So, first of all, I've got to get the bigger tank. Second of all, I need to get another one. I think having a different one that, what size was that one, Tim?
It was about 1,000 square feet.
We saw one at Lowe's, and it had the fire flames and all that.
Yes, it was a imitation fireplace, but it actually worked off of propane.
But I think that it would heat. That it's supposed to heat more than that 3 brick.
Yes, it actually is big enough that it should heat our living room and our kitchens with no problem. And we're hoping that the residual heat will go into the bathroom and the other parts of the house that we don't stay in much.
I haven't told Tim this, so he'll get to hear it now. Maybe that we could take the 3 brick one and put in our bathroom, because it is so cold in there in the wintertime.
Yeah.
And put the one we were just telling you about that we see at Lowe's
in our living room.
In the living room,
yeah.
and that,
which is where we are now.
Maybe that would work and keep it warm throughout the house.
Should.
So anyway, if y'all have some comments on
advice too.
Yeah, we need some advice on the heating and the air conditioning and stuff like that, and how to save money, If somebody can give us a little hand and tell us something, we'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, the excitement is over. Now we get to see how things are going with this Pure Sine Wave, and I'll give you an update later on down the line how it's doing and if we add anything else to it. And don't forget, if you have not mashed that red button, please mash the subscribe button and mash that bell if you haven't mashed it, so that way you know when I add another video. And please, I always forget to say it, mash the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it.